Hello, welcome back to Benedict LIVENODING. In this episode, I want to show you how I created this kind of like a barcode art. Um, there's something interesting in Blender. Okay, let's see. Control Option Spacebar. So it seems to be animated, right? It's not actually animated. If I get closer, it's actually just a static sticks, but it's kind of still kind of interesting. If you zoom out, you can see the barcode is kind of flickering. I think that's a feature of Blender. It's to smooth the keyframe. Anyway, I want to show you how I created this using geometry nodes. It's actually pretty simple, really simple. And the barcode thing, of course, it's inspired by Ryoji Ikeda, but there is also a Japanese artist, musician that's used the barcode and then kind of like using laser and barcode to create sound and music. So it's kind of interesting. I just want to recreate something similar in Blender. So here, okay, let me break down the whole thing. I use black for background, and then I use white color emissions for the barcode bar. Okay, the barcode bar is really simple. So I'm gonna delete everything. Save as new. I could build this from scratch, but let's see. Let me show you. Okay, the way I create this, it's basically a bunch of lines, right? And I just scatter the lines randomly along curve. There's a Python script here, if you notice. This one is to randomize the lines, just in case. So this is 3 same lines. I could randomize this manually, like this. So it's creating animations. Or I can select them all. Just use this script to randomize the seed number between 0 and 1000. If I have 1000, I can get 1000 variations. But let's take a look at a single barcode. So barcode is pretty simple. If we, okay, this set the material at the end, instancing on points. So the way I generated this, imagine a single line, curve line, and then you curve line from point A to point B, and then you take a random sample of the line. So this is between 0 and 1, and then use that points to instance some stick cylinder. This is very simple, I know, but I just want to show you so curve line. So I start with a curve line, the curve line between point A and point B, and I'm using this sample curve. Curve index doesn't matter, so we can use all curve, and we use the position of the curve line, and then use random value between 0 and 1 using the index of points based on these points. So we can basically specify between this start and end points of the curve how many points we want to scatter the cylinder. Okay, so that's, hopefully you understand that first. And then on that point we want to instance some cylinder or some stick. The stick cylinder is based on this. So I'm using mesh line. Yeah, I can actually overshoot the line, so we get this interesting pattern. That's the signature of Ryoji Ikeda. It's actually quite beautiful to be in that room, like a super dark room, and there's a black and white. This is like extreme black and then extreme white, right? Just black and white, and it's kind of flickering, scattering. Very interesting experience. I was lucky enough. One day I just walk in and then I could experience this. I think it's amazing. Ryoji Ikeda actually have a few pattern that's permanent in Sydney. There's another one. at Darling Square or something. I noticed that, I don't know, maybe the art, his art resonate a little bit with me. So um, you might think it's random for someone to, get into an art. It's probably not really random because the art might actually find you. I always have this kind of philosophical idea, you think everyone will be interested to see this kind of thing, right? Probably it's not, but I was lucky enough to see this pattern art anyway. Black and white and everything in between. Everything in between that's flickering is almost like your brain interpret that like a gradient of some sort. So anyhow, okay, so basically this barcode inside Blender is just an instance of cylinder on points that's randomly scattered on the curve. The nodes might look scary, but if you break it down like that, it's rather simple. So mesh line with a points that can grow, or just keep it simple, keep it like a basic barcode, right? With the start location and the offset of 1, offset up. You can randomize a lot of these. You don't have to, but you can. This offset is a vector, I think. Oh, it's sometimes complaining, Blender complaining it needs some kind of ID, so just put in integer ID. So index, can we plug in index there? No, index to the ID, randomize the seed, doesn't work. Don't worry about that for now. So anyway, mesh line with X value of points, convert the mesh into curve, and then convert the curve back into mesh. And then we have this radius control, but we are also randomizing the cylinder over here. If I get rid of this, it's just a single cylinder thickness, but I'm using that. If I plug this into the height as well, we get variations on the barcode. Barcode itself, if assigned into objects, is very useful, or a human, it's gonna be scary. Nowadays they don't use barcode, they use key R to tag things. Key R have also informations, but I know there's a lot of things to tag objects and to tag humans. Scary if tagging human, but yeah, I'm just trying to create art. So these randomizations come from the seed. So randomize the seed, we get different value. Random integer. Can I use minus? Select all these, randomize. Yeah, I can use minus as well. So this Python script is very simple, but I didn't write this. I just asked Meta AI. Meta AI is pretty good with Blender Python. I don't know why, but it's pretty good. You can have a few chat and you get this code. Of course, you can write this code yourself. It's actually a little bit more difficult, but it's actually fun, not too hard. Basically here, get selected object, loop through each selected objects for every object in the selected objects. Get the modifier of geometry nodes, this guy over here, right click, copy data path. If geonodes is not none, if it's existing, randomize this value with this random integer value, and then update the geometry nodes. If you don't do update, it will not reflect it on the 3D view. So after you do that, after you do all that, yeah, I know it's pretty tiring at first, but the result will be worth it. And I quite like it like this. Like there's a grid to infinity, and there's this random barcode. And this is gonna be the wallpaper thumbs for this video. Okay, hopefully you find this useful, and hopefully to see you in the next video. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.